Hi there, I'm Lisa Taylor. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you. If you're watching on the replay, let me know where you're watching from. Put it down in the comments, and it's always fun to see where everyone is coming from. You know, I was given a challenge recently to make a statement about sort of the biggest lesson that I've learned in my life. Like if I had 30 seconds to tell you the most important piece that I've learned over my life, what would it be? And it's an interesting challenge. So I challenge you to try the same thing. So I believe that everyone at their core is perfect. I believe that your true divine nature is whole and complete and perfect. And I also believe that if you choose to live your life out from that place, and you build into your life a daily practice that supports that choice, that you absolutely will have the life of your dreams, that you will have an authentic, abundant, purpose-filled life, and you can live your life on purpose. You know, I often work with people who are highly successful, have the career, have the money, have the house, have the family and everything, and they're absolutely miserable. They don't feel like their life is on purpose. They don't feel fulfilled in what they're doing. They may have all the right numbers around them, but they're not connected to who they are. They don't know who they are. They don't know what they want. They don't know their core. And they're not living their life out from their core. They're not connected to the core of who they are. You know, built into our spiritual DNA is our life purpose. You know, I can give you a couple of examples from my own life that when I knew who I was and I knew what I wanted, and I put myself in a position of offering I don't want to say my services, but offering myself up to the universe to say, use me, God, use me for the purpose that you have put me on the planet for. In both instances, instantly I had a job. I've told you one of the stories. One of them is when I was working as a secretary, didn't like it, was given the challenge to not do anything unless I could do it with love, right? So I would sit there for 10 minutes doing nothing. And then one day was so distraught, went out at lunch in tears, like, God, use me. This can't be all that's meant for me in my life. Because I knew what I wanted. I knew I wanted to serve and serve a higher purpose. I went and sat by a fountain. I'm giving you the Reader's Digest version here. Went and sat by a fountain and just was like sobbing. And just said, God, I will do whatever you want me to do as long as you use me, like use me fully. And I heard a voice. I actually thought there was someone behind me. I turned around. I heard a voice that said, Lisa, you'll be in Boston for a while. And I didn't really understand it, but I had made a promise that I would do whatever, I would listen to whatever the answer was. So I said, okay, that's my answer. I don't know what it means, but I'm going to get up. So I got up and I walked about 20 paces, and my old boss walked out from this building and said, where are you these days, Lisa? I said, funny you should ask, John. I just got the sense I'm going to be in Boston for a while. He said, oh my gosh, so I'm so glad to hear you say that. Come upstairs. I want to offer you a job. Well, that was instant. And that began 10 years in broadcasting, in news, and in radio and television, and a wonderful career. Fast forward about 15 years later, married, had kids. I'm on my office floor, on my knees, kind of in the same mental state. Use me, God. Like it was kind of that transition from the kids were sort of in school and I was ready to go back to work full time. And I'd had a business that was appropriate for me, kind of being a mom and being at home and doing all that. But I was ready to kind of get back into the workforce and was just on my knees. God, use me. I want to be of service. I want to serve and be part of something bigger. And literally 20 seconds later, the phone rang. And it was the headmaster of a school. He had just had somebody walk out. I had been subbing up there a little bit. And he said, you know, will you start full-time tomorrow? Well, at that point, I had kind of a client list and was had clients I needed to. I said, let me call my clients and see if I can work this out. And I ended up starting to work there and have had a wonderful career in communications at this school for quite some time. And it instantly, in both instances, it was based on a couple of things. One, I knew myself. I knew my core. I knew the core of my being was perfect, and that built into who I am is my purpose. that's just part of my nature. That I had a desire to serve, to be unselfed, to, what is that line? What is it? Whatever holds human thought in line with unselfed love receives directly the divine power. That's a line by Mary Baker Eddy. Whatever holds human thought in line with unselfed love receives directly the divine power. So I was in that mode. I was in that mode of loving myself, knowing myself, and being unselfed in my desire to give of myself for a higher purpose and to be utilized, to be, fulfill what I'm on the planet to do. Those two things were in place in both these instances, and a willingness to listen and follow. And sometimes that comes in the form of not really making sense humanly. Like sometimes the message we get doesn't necessarily make sense, common sense, doesn't make sense practically. Follow those intuitions. I am living proof that if you follow those intuitions and you are true to your core, you will live a life of purpose and you will be fulfilled. So to come full circle, understand, I believe sincerely with my heart of hearts that you are perfect at your core. Understand who you are at your core, that your divine nature is perfect, and built into that is the purpose of your life. That you have to choose to know who you are every moment of every day. When you are bombarded by what the world wants to say, reject that and choose your true self. Build into your life a practice of connecting to that true self and choosing that. Build a practice into your life. And I'm telling you, the people that I work with, that when they, I tell you, I'm often working with people who are highly successful, who have been sold that bill of goods, that if you have the right job and the right bank account and the right address and the right relationship and the right blah, 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 all the stuff on the outside, if it's all right in the right place, you're going to be happy and feel fulfilled and feel purposeful. Absolutely not true. The exact opposite is true. When you know who you are, when you connect to your core, when you feel that you can give unselfishly of what you have because you know what that is, and you're willing to offer that up in service to a higher good, that's when you feel fulfilled. That's when you feel happy, when you are connected to your divine self. That's when things start clicking, and that's when the power of the universe comes swooping in and gives you the direction, gives you the next step. Build into your day the practice of putting into place that connection with your true self. I believe that if you can see who you are, you can live a life of purpose and be fulfilled and have an abundant life that you're satisfied with. And you can be truly, truly happy. That's my message. That is actually a really good message. So if you know someone who's not happy, who's not living on purpose, who's not connected to who they are, send them this video, because I've proven it 2 very big times in my life and have had 2 big careers based on that one thing. Know who you are. Know who you are at your core, at your divine self. Believe that. Be of service to that. Unself your motives and offer it up to the universe. And I guarantee you will have results. And if you don't believe me, call me. Private message me. I will talk with you. I will cut through the BS and I will get to your core. And I will see it when you don't. And I will help you find the path that you need to your daily practice. I'm a pathfinder. That's what I do. I'm a pathfinder. I help you find your path. So definitely reach out if you want to do that. And share this with somebody who doesn't understand this so that they can do it. Whatever holds human thought in line with unselfed love receives directly the divine power. And the divine power is awesome. And it will give you an amazing life. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. And be in touch. Let me know if I can help you. Okay. Bye. See you next time.